And we are live. It's working. Yay. Thank flip, it's Monday. Well, thank flip, it's Monday because we have a second chance to do what we tried to do on Friday. So again, if you were here on Friday expecting this very training, I can only apologize because but it's working now, and that's the main thing, isn't it? It's great to see so many of you joining. I can see the numbers going up here on the Facebook group. You can watch this, by the way, in various locations because this is now streaming onto the Johnny Cooper Global Facebook page. It's streaming onto my personal profile. It's definitely streaming into the GHM group because that's where a lot of you are. And it's also streaming on LinkedIn. So if you're watching from LinkedIn, welcome. If you hate Facebook and you want to watch it on LinkedIn, you can go to my LinkedIn profile and it should be there. In actual fact. Now, there is one thing that I must just show you on here because this is really important. You can just see it on the bottom of the screen here, streamyard.com/Facebook. And what this is here for is to remind you that if you haven't given StreamYard permission to share your Facebook profile name, then go there and do that. It's a very simple button to press and it works for all time. I don't think it forgets it. But unfortunately, if you don't do that, what I see in the comments I've seen now is Facebook user says hello. Claire Watson says hello. Sandy Ball says hello. Facebook user, and Facebook user all say hello. So I don't know who you are. I can't address you by name, in other words. So if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, Facebook will give you permission. I can see, just looking at my Facebook mirror over here, that Amanda Roberts is here. Aradir is here. Gary Jones is here. Yeah, that is fantastic. Great to see you all, guys. Well, we'd better get started because we've got nearly 30 of you here at the moment on the live. Hopefully this is something that people will watch on the recording as well, because this is a real hot potato, isn't it? Let's get the chat going. I'm going to open the comments now, so get your fingers on keyboards. We are going to be talking today about a thing called ChatGPT, although that strangely isn't the URL that you need to go to get it. Can we just get a yes or no if you have ever heard of it and you've used it? If you've used ChatGPT over the last few weeks at all, can you just type a yes in the comments? If you haven't, can you type no in the comments? Let's just see what level of knowledge we have here. So we've got a yes and a no so far. We've got a yes from Cindy Strong. No. Oh, right. Interesting. So quite a few of you are still a no on this. I knew nothing about this a month ago, by the way. So this is cutting edge technology. Give us a yes if you've used it, a no if you haven't. And we'll just get a bit of a barometer of where you all are with this thing. I haven't heard of it, said Alice News. Okay. Used it in the last few weeks, created and planned my blogs, lives, and social content over the next year, says Facebook user. By the way, if I'm announcing you as Facebook user, go to streamyard.com/Facebook. It says at the bottom of the screen here. And give StreamYard permission to show your Facebook name so I can see who you are. I haven't heard of it, haven't signed up yet, says Evan. Yeah, well, that's about where we are. Listen, this is an indication, isn't it? This is a brand new thing that's been launched. Kim Barden, yes, I can see you. I can see you, Kim. You give permission. So I'm going to remove this ticker on the bottom and just put a different banner on, which tells us what we're going to be doing today. What we're going to be doing today, folks, is I'm going to show you how to use this AI chatbot. AI, of course, standing for artificial intelligence. And I'm also going to show you how not to use it, because what I've understood over the last 4 weeks is simply this. Like a lot of technology, the devil is in the detail. It's there to be used. You can use it badly or you can use it well. Just think of other technological tools that we use in our business. Social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn. Now, in and of themselves, those two platforms are amazing. Can you imagine building a website that, in the case of Facebook, 2.2 billion active monthly users, 2.2 billion people, over a quarter of the world's population use Facebook every month, and yet it works and it's free. What an incredible achievement. And yet most people who use it for business are rubbish at it. Okay, now it's not the platform's fault. That's the user who hasn't conformed to best practice and understood it. Same thing with LinkedIn. Same thing with email marketing. I get lots of rubbish emails. I'm sure you do too, right? The point I'm making is this chatbot that I'm going to show you is just a tool like those things. You have to be prepared to learn best practice. You have to be prepared to use it sensibly and integrate it into your business as a business tool. So of itself, it's amazing, just like Facebook is amazing, just like LinkedIn's amazing, just like an email platform that can send out thousands of emails is amazing and report back on who's opened it and all that sort of thing. But they're no good in themselves, are they? They're no good by themselves. You have to use them properly. So I hope you've watched enough of this now to realize that it's just a tool. So I'm gonna give you some tips on how to use it and how not to use it. But first of all, what I want to do is show you how amazing it is. And I'm going to share the screen on it right away here. So I hope you can see all this. This is the chatbot, and I'll give you the URL later because I don't want you faffing around with it if you haven't already got it. What you do basically, you give it an instruction. As you can see here, it says write a 44-word essay about marketing, and it did that, 44 words. Okay. Then write a 1,000-word essay on personal branding, and it did that. Okay, there's a 1,000-word essay. That's what that looks like. Now, if you read through this, it reads like a blog post on somebody's website who isn't very inspirational. It also almost reads to me like, do you remember those blog sites years ago that used to exist to improve rankings on search engines? Almost looks like it's stuffed with keywords, isn't it? Because we've asked it to write a 1,000-word essay on personal branding. So it's gone, personal branding is, that's all true, of course. And then it says personal branding again here. And that says personal brands here again here. This is almost the kind of thing that you'd expect to see if it was trying to rank on Google for the term personal branding. It says personal branding again here. And all these points are all good, aren't they? Look, nobody argue with this. Personal branding is not just about creating an attractive online presence. It's about creating a clear and compelling message, should highlight unique strengths. It doesn't actually give you any insights into how to do this. It just tells you in the round what kind of things you need to do. Consistency. It doesn't tell you how to be consistent, it just tells you what to do, doesn't it? Your personal brand should be reflected in all of your online and offline activities. So again, it doesn't say specifically how to do that. It just tells you kind of what to do. And again, next paragraph, personal brand, identify unique strengths. So it goes into a bit more depth. Listen, I'm not decrying this. This is absolutely amazing, isn't it? But I do question where you would apply something like this. Probably, if you don't know anything at all about personal branding, you'd probably use this as a quite an efficient and rapid way to learn. I'm going to show you in action in a minute, but I just want to show you this funny. Who is Johnny Q from Johnny X Marketing? It doesn't know, right? It has no idea who I am at all. There was the next bit here, which is quite funny. It goes right 400 words about why life coaches are bad at marketing. So there's some interesting thing here. They often lack a clear understanding of their target audience. That's true, isn't it? I don't know how he knew that. They may not have the necessary skills and expertise effectively to promote themselves. Well, duh. That's the kind of circular argument, isn't it? If you haven't got the necessary skills and expertise, that's what bad at marketing means, isn't it? But it makes the point. Many life coaches are not trained in marketing or business, so it kind of lets you off the hook, doesn't it? Kind of makes you feel okay. Yeah, that's fine. They tend to have a lack of focus and consistency. So it's kind of making stuff up here. This gets a lot more exciting, a lot more interesting, by the way. I'm going to just scroll up the feed and show you what I've asked it to do. I was playing around with it like I think most people do in the early days. So I asked it to write an essay about how Kevin McAllister is a psychopath in Home Alone. give us a thumb or a ha-ha if you like the idea of this. Kevin McAllister is portrayed as a mischievous but ultimately lovable young boy. However, on closer examination, it becomes clear he exhibits several psychopathic traits that make him a potentially dangerous individual. Isn't that funny? That is true, isn't it? Are you a fan of Home Alone? We try and watch it every year. We'd ask him, but there you go. And it goes on, quite a long form article. And asked it to say, was Mother Teresa really this same people? So it knows a lot of stuff, doesn't it? It's able to connect with lots of crazy stuff out there and write stuff about it. This was quite an interesting one. That was about Breaking Bad. How to overcome imposter syndrome at work. So, we're getting to the point now where we can use these in our work. If you have trouble writing about imposter syndrome, and if imposter syndrome is one of the things that you overcome, then there's an interesting article here which it has written. Let me have a look at another one. Okay, but just before I show you this, I'm going to get it to a new chat. Can you, fingers on keyboards, type in your subject matter that you help your clients with? I'm going to demonstrate this in real time. I'm going to get it to write an article. Give us a few words about your subject matter. Give us a prompt that you'd like me to write about right now using this chatbot. So the subject matter that you cover for your clients, what's the big thing that you help your clients with? And whoever's first at this, I will get it to do something. So anxiety, says Denise Little. Okay, this is going to blow your mind, Denise Little. Write a 6-word program. Actually, design. I'm going to show you here how the devil is in the detail about how you brief it. Design a 6-word program to help. Which people, Denise Little, do you work with? Who do you work with, Denise? Who are your ideal clients that you help overcome anxiety? Just type that in, please, if you will, to help overcome anxiety. So, Denise, just type in here, please. Who do you help? Help teenagers. There you go. Teenagers overcome anxiety. I'm going to say a 6-stage program. Okay, let's give this a go. So, 6-stage program. Number 1, identifying triggers. Just look at this. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that amazing? I'm not typing this, by the way. The bot is typing this for us. Relaxation techniques, CBT. There's 3 stages. Exposure therapy, specific phobias can be helpful. What do you think to this, Denise Little? Is that working for you? What do you reckon to that? I think it's pretty amazing, I do. I think it's pretty staggering. Self-care, encouraging the students to engage in self-care activities. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go now write a sales page to promote this program. So what I want to show you here is that when you're in a thread with this chatbot, You don't have to keep referring back to it. You don't have to start again. If you keep the thread going, then it will write a sales page for this program. Are you teenagers struggling with anxiety? You're not alone. Anxiety is a common issue for teenagers. It doesn't have to control your life. Our 6-stage program is specifically designed to help teenagers like you overcome anxiety and control your life. Here's what you can expect from the program. How about that? Identify your triggers. Learn relaxation techniques. We'll teach you this. So it's actually remembered the 6 stages that it said earlier. So overcoming triggers, relaxation, CBT, exposure, social support, self-care. And it's now writing about these in a sales letter. Amazing bit of kit if used correctly, says Tony. I wanted to blow your mind with this, and I think we are doing, aren't we? You can love the next bit. There you go, practice self-care. And then there's a summary at the end. Don't let anxiety control your life any longer. Our program has helped countless teenagers like you overcome anxiety, live a happy, healthy life. Sign up now. Take the first step towards overcoming anxiety. I'm going to do one more thing on here, and then we'll get to the next bit. Wow, says Mimi. I'm going to do one more thing. Suggest 5 alternative names for this program. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. More overcome anxiety, 6-stage program for teens. The teen anxiety solution, anxiety-free teenagers. Anxiety-free program for teens. Teenagers thriving with anxiety, a 6-stage program. Whew! How about that, eh? Mind blown, says Sandy. That is incredible. That's worked so well, hasn't it? I'm going to do one more, actually. I'm going to do one. I'm going to do it in a separate thing because this is going to be, I'm going to call this Denise's program. Just let me finish this off here. So, Denise anxiety program. I can't spell Denise. So that's Denise's anxiety program. Okay, I'm going to do another one now. I'm going to do this for Roy Everett, okay? Because Roy Everett came on and said, preparing for a cycle tour. I'm going to do a short one here, Roy, for you. Make a list of 10 things you should do to prepare for a cycle tour. I'm going to put here for a 5-day cycle tour. Okay, make a list of 10 things you do to prepare for a 5-day cycle tour. Let's see what it knows about cycling. 1, get a bike that's comfortable. Invest in a quality helmet. Make sure you're on this cycling equipment such as spare tubes, pumps, and tools. Pack lightweight, compact clothing as well as rain gear. Plan your route. Make sure you have a map or GPS. What do you think to this, Roy Everett? Plan for food and water. Listen, don't go off and try this for yourself now, will you? I want you to focus on this because I'm going to make some quite interesting points here, and we'll tell you how to access the platform, what to do a bit later. So consider purchasing travel insurance. Make sure your phone's charged. Research, make reservations for accommodations. Plan for food and water. Do some training drives to build up your endurance. Right, that's pretty good, isn't it? I like that first one where it says get a bike. That's funny. Get a bike. Yeah, exactly. Incredible, says Roy. Yeah. So that's all there. So that's a good one, isn't it? So I'm gonna sign this up as I want to make this as Roy's. Where is it? It's done that again for Denise's. Well, it's not, is it? This is not Denise at all. This is Roy's, and I'll let you have copies of this. Although you can do it for yourself, of course. Roy's cycle checklist. Now, by the way, applications for this, of course, are, in the case of this we're looking at here, Roy, you could do this as a PDF this afternoon, couldn't you? You could say, download a PDF. Get your free PDF of 10 things you do to prepare for a 5-day cycle tour. And you just literally copy that into a PDF, Roy, couldn't you? Now, what Roy would probably decide to do, and I would too, is put some more stuff into this. So flesh it out a little bit more. In fact, you can get the chatbot to do this. So what you can actually do is say, can you expand on point 1 to give more detail about choosing a bike. Okay, so let's have a look at this, see what it does. Sure, here are some things to consider when choosing a bike. And it then gives you a sub list of more numbered things about the different types of bikes, Roy. Eek, network error. What sometimes happens, and what you have to do then is just do it again like this. Save and submit. It sometimes crashes because we're actually in beta with this thing. So it doesn't always. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload this page. That's all you got to do. You just got to reload the page and go back into here. And now I'm just going to try and do this again. Try and get this to, there you go. So it's gone back into it. So if it is a bit flaky like this, bear in mind this is a free platform. This is the first time that they're actually putting this out into the world. There are millions of people on this at the moment. There you go. So this is Roy stuff here about bikes, right? So I've asked it to expand on point 1 to give more detail about choosing a bike. So it's doing this now. And this is in real time. You can upload it to Canva. Yes, you can. Make it look pretty and on brand. All you have to do in actual fact is just copy and paste this somewhere else. You could definitely do that into Canva. Yes, you could. So it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Everyone else on the planet is using it. So it's given 7 things now about choosing a bike. What I'm going to do is actually just go down here and show you something here which is really important, okay? Because I don't think it's any good at this. I don't think it's any good at this. So as you will be aware, in JHM, we do engagement questions every day to engage with our community, don't we? And for example, let me just pull this across here. And I'm actually going to take this out. I'm going to share again with a different page. I'm going to share with a different tab. Just bear with me a second. So I'm going to share a screen, or here it is. So I want to share the JHM group. Here you can see. Okay, so I'm going to make this a bit bigger so you can see this a bit better. But in the JHM group, we do regular engagement posts. You think you can be both a driven entrepreneur and a dedicated practitioner. That was mine actually today. Now I've written that because it was important to me and it was something that's important to you. We've got 44 comments, 613 reach on that. I couldn't get the bot to write that, nor would I want to. Lisa asked earlier, would you say you're currently running your business or growing it? Again, 42 comments on that. I'm not going to be using this chatbot to write engagement questions for our group. This was about charging for your services. That you could probably do, to be fair. But I'm just going to come out of this and share back in the chatbot because I asked it to write some engagement questions, okay, for the group, and they are here. So I'll show you what it did. What are 10 good engagement questions to ask a community of coaches and therapists in a Facebook group designed to help with their marketing? So I was pretty wide with that. So it now says things like, how do you typically attract new clients to your practice? What marketing strategy is most successful to you? Now, these questions just seem a little bit dry to me. They don't seem like the kind of questions that would get a lot of engagement. That's not bad, actually. I'll probably use that one, to be fair. That one sucks. I don't like that at all. Have you had any particular memorable or effective client referrals? How did they come about? How do you stay up to date with the latest marketing trends? Look, if we're going to use this at all, I'd use that as an idea, but I'd translate it into my own language. I'd probably say, what have you seen recently that's caught your eye, about the latest marketing trends, that kind of thing. Then I said, now ask 10 more questions about their attitude to sales. So bear in mind, when you use this again, you can do the thread. You can keep the thread going, so you don't have to, do the framing question again. you can just say, now ask 10 more questions about their attitude to sales. How do you feel about the idea of selling your services? Not bad. Do you have any reservations or concerns about promoting your practice? That's dull as hell. I don't like that. That sucks. That wouldn't get much engagement. So don't ask a question in that kind of way. That's not bad. How do you approach the conversation about fees and pricing? So you've got to cherry pick this, haven't you? You can't just say, okay, it's done 10 questions. I'm going to do this. Let's have a look. That's not bad, actually. I didn't have rejection on a potential client, so it's not to worry. That's a good window. Let me do, to make it more interesting for you, let me pick one of you, and we're going to ask you to do some engagement questions. So let's have a look. I'll send you a copy, Denise, yes, I will. So, diabetes 2 reversal, says Facebook user. Who is it that does diabetes 2, type 2 diabetes reversal? Can you just pop your name in the chat, please? I'll address you directly. What I'm going to do here is, can you, so I'm not going to do can you, I'm going to do type 10 questions to ask a group of clients interested in type 2 diabetes reversal. I'm going to put more specific. So the art is in asking a really specific question, right? Be very clear on what you want it to do, otherwise it goes off at a tangent. Type 10 questions to ask a Facebook group of clients interested in type 2 diabetes reversal, okay? So I don't know who this was, but never mind. So it's paused for a bit here. Sometimes does this. Oh, there you go. Number one, what is your current understanding of diabetes? Have you tried any methods for reversing your type 2 diabetes? If so, what are the results? What are your primary concerns or challenges when it comes to reversing your type 2 diabetes? So it's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good. Who is it in this particular call today who's doing type 2 diabetes reversal? Can you? So we've got a little bit of insight here. Haven't used it yet. Don't think it's this intuitive though. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah. What did Wendy says, must admit I've not used it, only touched on it. I asked ChatGPT a few VA questions, the roles are amazing. They need editing. Yeah, so look, they need editing to sound more like me, says Wendy. This is absolutely the point, isn't it? If we use this as a basis for, oh, there you go, look. ChatGPT says at capacity. Leave your email address so that you know in the back. Yeah. Just try logging in again. Just keep at it because you may well get this. I think it knows me as a user now, so it's doing okay. It's already named this chat look as type 2 diabetes reversal, and it does keep this. It keeps them all basically. So let's do another one. Let's do another one here. So we've got somebody in the chat saying. Okay, so I quite like this one. Mimi works in the area of transforming your life into one you love. Shall we get it to write a quick program? So write a 5-stage PDF with tips and hints on transforming your life into one you love. Okay, right, a 3-stage PDF. Okay, so I'm asking it to do that for Mimi Whitaker. Okay, let's see what it does. Write a 3-stage PDF with tips and hints on transforming your life to one you love. Sure. Number one, identify your values and goals. Take some time to reflect on what's most important to your life. Your long-term goal, blah, blah, blah. Make a list of your values. Mimi, watch in amazement. This is for you. That's incredible, isn't it? It works on Google Chrome. That's all I can tell you, Facebook user, because I never use anything else. I don't know what Layla Edge is. Never heard of that. And you can get it to write humorously, can't you? So what I'm going to do, on this one, it's done this 3-stage PDF right now. Hope these tips and helps are useful as you transform your life into one that you love. Right, so there's a lovely little PDF there. Create a plan of action. So we have Claire Watson, who said you can get it to add humor right in a more serious style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say now rewrite this PDF using humor and irony. Okay, so we're going to get it to do that. Okay, now rewrite this PDF using humor and irony. All right, so it's thinking about it. Sure, here's a revised version of a 3-stage plan for transforming your life into one you love using humor and irony. Identify your goals or just wing it. Take some time to reflect on what's important to you in life, or don't bother, because let's be real, you're not going to stick to anything anyway. That's funny, isn't it? That is really good. Legacy values and goals, rank them in order of importance, or just throw darts at a board and see what sticks. Consider what changes you need to make in order to align. Just keep doing the same thing and hope for the best. Make a plan, take action, assume you haven't given up yet. Or just keep procrastinating until the universe magically fixes everything for you. Isn't that wonderful? Break your plan into small, manageable steps and just keep trying to do everything at once and get overwhelmed. Take the first step today, or put it off till tomorrow, or next week, or next year. No rush. This is wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't that fantastic? That is great. Celebrate your progress and accomplishments, no matter how small. Just ignore all your hard work and focus on your failures. Hope these tips and hints are helpful, or at least mildly amusing, as you work to transform your life to one that you love, or at least tolerate. That's quite nice, isn't it? It's quite nice. By the end of it, I was getting a bit bored with its humour, because it's formulaic, isn't it? It works in one particular direction, doesn't it? It works in one focus. And once it gets in the swing of it, it just keeps doing it, the same thing, doesn't it? But it is brilliant, isn't it? Let's just try this. Rewrite this PDF as a skeptic and contrarian. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Let's have a look. So it's going to go, sure, here is a revised version of the 3-stage plan for transforming from the perspective of skeptic and contrarian. Identify your values and goals. Okay, it's all pointless anyway. Pointless. Oh, don't waste your time, because it's all meaningless in the grand scheme. So you can see it's doing it, isn't it? But it's not. There's no variation in it, is there? There's no subtlety to it. There's no contours, because the same thing is coming out with everything, isn't it? All those things in brackets are in the same mood, aren't they? In the same mode. I'll just think it, yeah. So it's not that different from the previous one we did, is it? Where you put humour into it. So you can see that, this does have the potential, doesn't it, to completely transform our lives. I have to just show you this, because I think you're going to like this. What I got it to do, I'm going to get it to stop doing that. Thank you. I have put together, or I am putting together, a new free training, and you guys are going to get to see this in the coming weeks. It's called the Social Cocoon Method. Some of you are probably familiar with what that is. It's my framing of how a Facebook group can be represented as a social cocoon, right? So I've told it the target audience for the campaign is coaches and therapists. So it's now writing a promotional message, and it has done that. Are you a coach or therapist? Get ready. Introducing the social cocoon method, not to be missed. Don't miss this chance. Then it's saying, now write another message sharing a case study of someone who's attended the training. So it's made up a case study He's made up a case study. Meet Maria, a therapist who's struggling to get her clients. She was able to implement the strategies. Again, not much detail, of course, because Maria isn't a real person. So he's made it up in the round, doesn't it? As to, somebody who might be doing it. And then one of Maria's clients was struggling with anxiety, blah, 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 blah. He hasn't quite got that right, because it's then talked about one of Maria's clients, of course, which the social cocoon method would really have no bearing on, I don't think. And Maria's not going to use the techniques in the social cocoon on one of her clients. It's a technique for Maria. So he hasn't really understood that, has it? So there's an example here of how the chatbot can get its wires crossed and not make sense particularly. Then I said, now write another professional message mentioning during the training, I will talk about how to enroll more clients without working like crazy. So it's picked up on that. Are you a coach or therapist? Click to grow your practice. You won't want to miss. So what it's doing here is a complete sequence of emails, guys. Complete sequence of emails. Now write another professional message mentioning during the training, I show you how to build a thriving community. Are you tired of attracting the wrong clients? You won't want to miss this, because during the social cocoon method, you'll have the tools and techniques. Sign up today. Now write another professional message mentioning, I'll talk about how to attract clients who can afford to pay you. Are you tired of working with clients that can't afford to pay you? So this is pretty good, isn't it? This is pretty good. Give us a thumb or a yay if you're liking this. You're probably all just mesmerized watching it. Or you're probably all going off logging into it. Don't log into it. You just watch this, because this is important. I'm making some important points here. And now write a final promotional message. Remind them to attend the training, because there's last chance to register. So don't miss out. Space is filling up fast. This is your last chance to join us. Sign up for the social cocoon. So I could use this. I could actually use this, right? I could actually use this. Now write a thank you message to thank them for registering for the free training. Thanks for registering. We're excited to have you training. And, we've got the opportunity to put the date and time in there. Now write another reminder message, this time sharing a personal story about how I did it, earning over $1 million in client revenue over the last few years. That's true, by the way. We have broken the $1 million level in terms of revenue in JHM just in the last couple of weeks. And it's doing all you can read it for yourself. Now write another reminder message showing my method is different from others. You've got to put these briefs in, haven't you? Because that's important, isn't it? We all know how important it is, guys, to stand out from the crowd. So unless you tell it to emphasize how your method is different and more effective, it's not going to emphasize that, but it is doing, right? It's also about attracting blah, blah, blah. Don't miss out. Now write a final reminder, remembering, and this is important, isn't it? To say that your method works for everyone, every level of expertise, even if they've tried everything before. And it's now said, as the creator of the social cocoon method, I want to remind you that one of the few things that sets it apart is versatility. I mean, it hasn't quite got this right, because I haven't fed all the information in. I will get better at using this, as you will. Facebook user says exactly, nuanced prompts. That's exactly what these are. So we've got to be this. So now we're going to move to a sequence of sales messages. Write a sales message saying that our program, the Social Cocoon Academy, is open, and it does it, blah, blah, blah. This is quite a long thread, but it doesn't stop. You can go on forever, really. Write a sales message showing 5 reasons why they should join our program. Are you considering joining the Social Cocoon Academy, but still unsure? Here are 5 reasons why. It's proven to work, 1 million in revenue, comprehensive training. I don't know how it knows this, but it's true. You have access to a community. You'll receive one-on-one coaching support. It's true. You'll receive regular updates, new content. It's true. I think it's probably just guessed at that, because that's what most programs do. So Denise has made a really good point. You have to be specific, or you get rubbish, of course. Write a sales message showing a case study. Good old Maria, to come back in here again. Write a sales message sharing 4 results of our clients that went through our program. Let's have a look. So 4 results: increased client retention, higher paying clients, greater impact on their clients' lives, greater satisfaction at work. Fantastic, isn't it? What are the 5 most common questions people have about our program? What is it? What's included? What's the format? Is the program suitable for everyone? Is the program affordable? Yeah, we offer a variety of payment plans, including monthly payment options. I haven't told it any of this. It's just guessed at this, really, basically. Now write a sales message answering the top 5 objections they have by joining the program. So it's done the objections in quotes. I'm not sure it'll work for me. I don't have the time to commit to it. This is brilliant because these are actually the objections that you're going to get, aren't they? These are the objections you're going to get. I'm not sure if I can afford the program. I'm not sure if I'll get the support I need. And then you can answer it. I'm not sure if I see the results. Now, obviously, you can tailor these. You can edit these. Somebody said earlier you can drop these into Canva. You can drop them onto a Google Doc, just cut and paste it. I've done this several times this week. I've taken stuff out of here and just literally copied it into a Google Doc. So now write a sales message to create agency. Well, that's important, isn't it? Today's the last day you can do it. Here's the last day to join. Don't miss this opportunity. It's the last day to join. Be sure to sign up for it. It's too late. What I'd want to do is give some more justification, of course. It's no use just saying that, is it? Because people go, yeah, whatever. But if you say, look, today's the last day to join because after today, I am going to be focusing on enrolling all the people who've actually joined. I won't have time to mess around with new people joining in. You give some credibility then, don't you? Are you manually doing, let's have a look at this, doing all this job in the process of embedding the AI to my website to generate immediate guidelines? Yeah, you can certainly do that, can't you? There's ways to do it. I think you can get, it's probably OpenAI that you're talking about there. But, just in its simplest form, you can get this to write your stuff and then drop it where you want to do it. Now, there's some very interesting stuff here because Facebook users said, hey, Johnny, there's an AI platform called Tone. This AI stuff is infiltrating everything. You can get AI to do pictures and images for you. What we love about this, of course, is that it's currently free. And you can see the range of things that we can get this to do. Let's have a look. We just did that one, yeah. Claire's got some insights. I put in my own sales pitch. I said to rewrite the pitch that I originally wrote to incorporate my style, and I did it. There you go. So it's learning, it's machine learning. The more you give it, the better it gets, doesn't it? Write a final message asking why they haven't joined the program. This, by the way, is a sequence of posts that we do in our sales funnels. So we get, we write these in Kartra, but we have to write them ourselves. Now we probably don't. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of the insights already written. If you're still considering whether to join, what's holding you back? I'm dedicated to helping coaches, blah, blah, blah. Is it time? When stand you're busy? Is it money? So again, it's come out with some of these objections that we asked it to do. So I think it's learned from its own writing, hasn't it? Because we asked it to name some objections. Not sure if I can afford it. Not sure if I've got the time. And then it's repurposed these objections down here. Is it time? Is it money? So it's pretty smart, though, isn't it? It's pretty much on point. Can you use this to create quizzes? Shall we get it to create a quiz, maybe? Let me just do this. So create a quiz asking a group of teenagers fun questions about their lives, their challenges, and their anxieties. Okay, so create a quiz asking a group of teenagers fun questions. How many questions? 10. 8 fun questions about their lives, their challenges, and their anxieties. Okay. Sure, here are 8 fun questions to ask a group of teenagers about their lives, challenges, and anxieties. What's your biggest worry about at the moment? What am I most excited about right now? Do in your free time for a subject. So we'll do that. Now, let's do, I'm going to do something else here, maybe, to make it more like a quiz. I'm going to ask it to now rewrite the questions offering 3 multiple choice answers to each one. Yeah. So here we go. Sure, here are the 8 questions rewritten with 3 multiple choice answers. What's your biggest worry at the moment? School and grades, friends and relationships. Brilliant, eh, Mimi? How do you like that? That's pretty cool, eh? That is pretty good, isn't it? That's amazing. Oh, I'll send this to you, Mimi. Yeah, exactly. What's your favourite subject in school and why? Maths, science, your problem solving, science. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What is one thing you wish you were better at? So maybe I'll let you have. I'll let. Oh, actually, sorry, that was for Denise, wasn't it? Denise is the team thing, but yeah, Denise loves this. I'll mark this for you, Denise, and I'll get this to you as well. If you're going superpower, would it be and why? Invisibility, I could go and see anything. B super strength, I could protect myself and others. Oh, it's just crashed at this point. That's a shame, isn't it? Let's get it to regenerate the response there. That'll do it. Yeah, we can get it to do this again. It's actually crashed, hasn't it? It is clearly, stretched at this point. But you saw what we did there, didn't we? Let me see if we can get it to do this one again, because it was just really nice, that wasn't it? It really was nice. That was. So if I can get it to that one again. What a shame. We're going to wait a minute. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get, yeah, I almost feel like I'd be cheating using it. Well, you're not. I would highly encourage you to do this. So I'm just going to drop the link in a thing here. It is as follows. In case you haven't seen it, I'm going to make it a banner for you guys. So create a banner. Let me just come out of the share. I'll come back into the screen. There we are. So I'm just going to create a banner with the URL in it. I'm going to scroll across the bottom. Right. So, oops. What do you... Right, there it is. There is the URL. And go back in the room. Okay. So I hope that's been useful. It's called chat.openai.com/chat. Now, what I'll say to you is this. I do not want to see you guys using this as a replacement for you writing anything yourself, particularly posts in social media. Okay, because what your clients want to see is they want to see the authentic you. They want to see you as a 3D human. They want to see your sense of humor. They want to see your style of writing. They want to really see deeply that you get them, that you understand them. And it's mega, mega important that we don't go into full lazy mode and get this stuff to write all our content. Okay. We're giving you some examples of the amazing stuff it can do. I'm sorry that multiple choice quiz crashed earlier, because it is absolutely amazing that if you ask it to create some questions on a particular topic and then say rewrite the questions offering 3 multiple choice answers to each one, I think it's doing it now. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just doing it on the screen. But you cannot replace the human essence, right? It can be pretty 7th grade as well as repetitive unless you direct it to stuff. Yeah. It will rewrite your entire meal plan, training based on your weight age. Yes, it will. So there's some amazing stuff it will do. It has an incredible database of knowledge, and it's learning all the time. What actually happens is that every time anybody asks it to do something, it gives you the opportunity to correct that, to add more insight into it. And everything you type back at it goes into its database. So it's learned new stuff from us, from the users. Therefore, it will become unstoppable. It will become unstoppable, right? It will totally become unstoppable. I will actually drop the URL in the comments. But the very last comment at the moment is the link to it. So just copy that. All you actually have to do is go chat.openai or do Google search for GPT. Let me just go back into the share, because the wonderful news is that it's actually done this quiz now. So if you remember, what we asked it to do was create a quiz asking a group of teenagers 8 fun questions about their lives. So it generated those. We then said, now rewrite the questions, offering 3 multiple choice answers to each one. Your biggest worry, what are you most excited about? What do you enjoy doing in your free time? What's your favourite subject? What's the one thing you wish you were better at? If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be? Look at this, I would change my living situation. My goodness. That's amazing, isn't it? Denise, if one of your teenagers answered like that, you'd be right on it, wouldn't you? You'd be there to help them, wouldn't you? Amazing. You'd change your financial situation, change your relationship with your family and friends. It's almost heartbreaking, that, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant. So there's a bit of a conversation going on here. Let me just pop out of here. Are there any other free ones? Because this one keeps saying its capacity. Yes, things like this, but you pay for those, so you have to subscribe. They're not particularly free. Here's another thing you could do if you wanted. It'll generate all the keywords for your website, including meta tags. If you don't know what that is, talk to your web person about it and get them to do it. But that used to be a manual task. Now it no longer is. Has anybody else got any insights here, by the way? Other uses for it? Just pop a comment in if you've used it for something else other than what we've shown you today, and we can share that with the group. If you've used ChatGPT, which is what this is called, for something else other than what we've shown you today, just type that in the comments, and we'll share that with the rest of the group then. Facebook user says it speaks different languages. Yes, it does. Job cover letter, yeah. JC, OpenAI, yeah, Open.ai also creates images. Yes, it does. Jill, that's correct. So we're at the start, it's fair to say, of a new era in history. Never before has anybody alive had exposure to all this stuff, the opportunity to do all this stuff. Font scripts also not free. Yeah, this is free at the moment. I don't think it's going to be free forever, but it's free for now. In the nature of these things, it'll be free for a while, I would think. Might be, as I predict, as long as 6 months potentially, because they're learning from the stuff it's producing. They're learning from most of the users as we comment back and as we ask better questions. So the database is growing, and it wants as much data from us as possible. So I would predict, I might be wrong, but I predict that you probably got 6 months to use this for free. So if you want to get your courses written, if you want to get an infinite number of quizzes written, I mean, just look at this. Can you imagine how many variations on this there are? I mean, this is just a quiz for a group of teenagers asking 8 fun questions about their lives, challenges, and anxieties. It's listened to all those things, including challenges and anxieties in their lives, and it's asked questions. It's then given multiple choices. It is beautiful. That is a beautiful result. I absolutely adore that. You just imagine that in your business. You know, what kind of quiz would work for your clients? It'd be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? And what you do is then you build a simple quiz funnel around it. You promote the quiz in your social media. You say, hey, I've got this amazing quiz which you're going to love. When you complete it, I will get back to you with a little reward for completing the quiz. Here's the quiz. And of course, what you're doing then by giving your tribe a quiz, like we just seen on the screen, you're doing some market research. You're getting your clients to come forward and admit their problems, their challenges in great detail in the way they've answered the quiz. If you frame those multiple choice questions nicely, the answers to those multiple choice questions will tell you exactly what to reach out to your prospect about, what to reach out to the person who's completed the quiz about, and have a really meaningful conversation where you can enroll them onto your program. So, you know, this stuff isn't just for shit and giggles. You know, it's for business purposes, there's no doubt about it. Checks for plagiarism. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it does. Flesh out screenplay treatment frameworks. Hey, that's interesting, wasn't it? I want to show you just one more thing quickly that I got it to do in the week, and I think you'll giggle at this because it is actually alarmingly rubbish at this. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen just finally on this. Okay, so I'm a musician, right? And I said to it, compose a tune that brings feelings of hope after a disaster. Here is a simple tune that brings feelings of hope after a disaster. So these are the chords, right? So G and D, if you're a musician, that's 1 and 5. That's 6 minor, that's 4. So G, D, E minor, C. The sky's clear, the sun is shining. I've tried to play this, by the way. I'm not quite sure what it meant. The clouds are parted, the storm has passed. We'll rebuild and start anew. Our strength and love will see us through. Chorus, we'll rise from the ashes. Ooh, it's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? With hope in our hearts and love in our eyes. Nobody's written a song this rubbish since the 1950s, have they? We'll find the light, or the 70s probably, and we'll dance in the sunshine. Okay. So write a song about unrequited love, right, in the style of James Taylor. Now, these are the same chords, the same two chords. I think James Taylor would turn in his grave if he was dead, which he isn't, because I saw him live 2 weeks ago. These are the same chords. I'm just a fool in love, blah, blah, blah. Then you go to the minor and then to the fourth before you get back to the fifth and the tonic. Next one. Here's a song about, write a song about childhood in the style of Billy Joel. I was expecting a little bit more from Billy Joel, but I remember when I was a child, the world was such a magical place. I'd run and play and stay outside until the sun went down on my face. Same chords, right? So it's not very good at writing songs, right? So don't get it to write songs. Oh my God. And I said to it, look, you're not so good at music yet, are you? Lol. And bless. He said, I apologize for music suggestions that don't meet your expectations. I don't have personal experience of training in music composition, but I can try to write music based on the information instruction I've been programmed with. Let me know things specific. So it's inviting me now to generate a response and train it. It's inviting me to train it. So you can imagine with millions of people, right, engaging with this bot in exactly this way, training it, right? No wonder it's free because, you know, we're doing the heavy lifting for them, aren't we? We're actually helping them make it better. Roy's made a very interesting point. You can also ask it to give its sources financial statements. Yeah, ask it to share pleasure with them too. So that is beautiful. I think I've had a really good session. Can you, before we go, I want some final feedback, please, in the comments here. Can you write in just a few words from what you've seen today? What are you going to use ChatGPT for in the next 7 days? What are you going to use it for in the next 7 days? Give us just one sentence or two about what are you going to use this chatbot for in the next 7 days. And I'll just have a look down the list and I'll give you a tick or an X or a few words of encouragement. So just type in the comments, what are you going to use ChatGPT for yourself in the next 7 days? What are you going to get it to do? What are you going to get it to do? Sandy says it's really blown my mind. This is in the group, by the way, this recording. So it's streamed into the group, so it will be there. Engagement posts and quizzes. Just be careful with your engagement posts, Mimi. Get it to create some ideas. But we want to see you. We want to see your own voice. We want to hear your own voice, don't we? Business statements, as Facebook user. Sales copy and website details. Yeah. Engaging subscribers. Copywriting for my newsletter. Yeah, maybe a quiz if I can get a hang of it. Yeah. It is called ChatGPT. Just Google for ChatGPT if you want to. Although I have, I'll put another link in the chat here. I've written a workshop for Writers Weekend Away, so I'll run it through chat to see if it can improve it. Yeah, well, get it to start from scratch. Just I've written a workshop for a Writers Weekend or write a workshop. Be specific as well. You can say, look, this thing is on the screen here, guys. You could say, write a synopsis for a 3-day workshop for Writers Weekend Away, specifying specifically what we would cover on each day. And it'll do that. Blah. Just do it like crazy. A proposal for a contract. Yeah, look, why not do that as well? Let's see how you get on. What I'm really keen to do is to stay in touch about this, because as much as you're giving feedback to ChatGPT, I'd like you to give us feedback too. And on this post, which is in the JHM Facebook group, under this live video, stay in touch on the comments. Let us know what you've used it for. Give us some examples. This is called ChatGPT, by the way. I've dropped the URL into the chat here, so you should be able to see it. It is there, but it's called ChatGPT. Chat.openai.com is the URL. You can actually see that on the bottom of the screen here, scrolling. Keep in touch in the chat, please. Let us know what you're using it for. Give us some examples if you want. Take it out of ChatGPT, paste it onto a document, and then you've got a link to the document in the chat page so we can see it. But it's been so interesting, hasn't it? It's so exciting. I am thrilled to be alive at this point in history. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something for nothing. We've only just got started. This is just the beginning. If this is what it's like in its first live month, can you imagine what it's going to be like a year from now? It's going to just completely change the way we work, isn't it? It's going to completely change the way we create. But, and here's what I want to finish with, the role of creators and writers has never been more important than it is now, and than it will be. Because if everybody's using this, everyone's going to start to sound the same. Everyone's going to start to sound the same. Because not everybody's going to be good at training this to speak in their voice. And the internet is going to be flooded with generic content that all sounds like a bot wrote it, right? So the antidote to that is for you to get really, really good at writing your own stuff, at speaking in your own voice, getting the bot to learn your own voice so it can really well replicate what you want to say and speak in your voice. And it'll be a massive help to you then. It'll be a shortcut. But don't be lazy with it. Don't be lazy with it. Get it to speak in your voice, because we want to see you, want to hear you. And that's what will make you stand out, what will make you different. This is going to just be a right waste of time if you just use it generic. Let's leave it with that. Let's leave it with that. Good in, good out. Rubbish in, rubbish out. It will help define great writers, as there won't be bots. By the way, if you want to really blow your mind, you can say, write, for example, write a blog post about overcoming anxiety in the style of Ernest Hemingway. I'll give you that challenge. Do that now. See what it comes out with. And it will not look like what we've seen. It will look like Ernest Hemingway wrote it. So give that a go. We could do this all night because it's been so exciting, hasn't it? I'll just leave that on the screen. It is amazing. You're very, very welcome. We've gone on for over an hour. Can you believe it? TFIF will be back this Friday. I'm not sure what we'll cover that we can possibly trump this, but keep in touch, please, in the comments under this live video in the JHM group. Let us know what you're using ChatGPT for. Give us some examples of what you've created. We would love to see it because it will move our knowledge forward, all of us, myself included. Can't wait to see how you're going to use it. Love you lots, and I'll see you very, very soon. You're welcome. Bye-bye.